welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. A little disclaimer here at the beginning of this upload. In case you don't know me, you don't know the channel, I am not a Corvette hater in any way, not a new Corvette hater. I'm not like a C6 purist. I have a C6 at the moment, but don't get the wrong idea. It's a fun little project that I'm working on, but I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, well, you know, the C6 was the last real Corvette because it has the round taillights. That's not me in any way. I've had just about every type of Corvette, every generation, including 2 new C8 Zs and a lot of C8 base models. So, not a new Corvette hater, and I do fully intend to get a C8 ZR1 if I can. I'm going to try. I'm on the list at my dealer. But that's, you know, always up in the air with GM. You never know if your dealer is going to get the allocation, but I will try, and I hope to get one. So, not a hater of new Corvettes at all. I just have a few concerns, that's all, a few, and we'll talk about that. Now, for my audience, I want to address something else in the last upload that I talked about, and you guys all were guessing about. And no, we are not expecting a child. We are not having a kid, not right now anyway. I was just saying that, like, I'm not gonna do as many crazy things. I'm not retiring, and no, we're not expecting a baby, not yet. I am 30, but I feel young. We just did 2 weeks in Europe, and I can't imagine having a kid during that. And we will travel with our kid one day, but, or kids, who knows? But yeah, not right now. We're not ready now, not trying to have one now, not wanting that in any way at the moment. So no, we are not expecting, guys. Y'all threw me for a loop with those comments. But let's go out in the C6 and talk about the C8 ZR1. I will say one cool thing about older Corvettes, the manual is nice. The manual is fun. It'd be cool to get a manual new Corvette, like a manual C8 would be neat, but those days are behind us. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so C8 ZR1, what do we know? What do we think we know? Because we don't know anything for sure yet, but what do we think we know? Well, we think we know a lot because, and this is cool, we have a lot of info on the car. We have tons of pics and video, which I'll play here a little bit here and there. But we think we know, because of all the stuff, quite a bit. And we're pretty sure it's going to be a twin turbo version of the LT6. Same motor as in the Z06, but with 2 whirly boys thrown on there, and that should be pretty cool. Now, there is some speculation it might be a hybrid car, but I think that's going to be the later model, the Zora. I think the ZR1 is actually not going to be the top dog as far as speed is concerned, but it's going to be one rung down. So it's going to be the top dog all engine wise, but there is going to be a hybrid ZR1 coming later called the Zora. But this car should make 850-ish, and that's a pretty safe bet, I think, because the all-motor Z06 makes almost 700. Pretty reasonable to assume that with 2 turbos on there, it can make 850. And yeah, it should be a twin turbo version of the LT6. Now, there is actually a lot of talk about maybe they're not even going to use that same motor. It might be cross plane crank, might be flat plane, we don't know. The only reason why I think that's kind of a good point is because that Z06 motor is already really high strung, and I don't know if it will take more power. Now, of course, GM, I'm an idiot on the street. GM is the multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure they figured that out, but I could see how maybe they need to make it a little different. In other words, it might not just be as simple as like LT6, 2 turbos, that's it. It might actually be a reworked engine to some degree. And I think that's reasonable, but basically it's going to be that. Now, here's my concern. 850 sounds like a lot. And it is, but it might not be enough because the ZR1 is heavy. C8 Corvettes are pretty heavy. McLaren 720S, now the 750S, that weighs like 3,200 pounds. Lamborghini Huracan, even the 4-wheel drive one weighs about 3,300 pounds. The C8 is like 3,600 pounds, and the ZR1 is going to be even heavier, likely going to be like 3,800 pounds-ish, and that's quite a bit. That's heavy. So my issue is, if the ZR1 comes out and it's only got 850 and it weighs 3,700 pounds, it's going to be slower than a McLaren 750S or the new Huracan replacement. And it's not all about speed, but that is going to be lame. If that car comes out and it's slower than the old McLaren, which it's basically a 720, which came out in like what, 2016, maybe 17. If the ZR1 comes out and it's getting smoked by an old McLaren, that kind of sucks. And you can't tune it. You already know you can't tune the car. So that's kind of lame. And I might be crazy for thinking that, and people might say, well, who cares? But I want that car to come out and be the king of the hill. Like when the C6 ZR1 came out, that thing was insane. It had insane power at the time. 640 at the time was nuts. It's still a lot. And it was beating everything, you know, every Lambo, every Ferrari, it could beat it. And I want that for the modern car. The ZR1 has to come out and be more than just a bigger version of the track car. It's gotta be insane. It's gotta be really, really fast, and it should beat everything. And you know, the competition is stiff these days. Like, it's gotta be fast, especially if you can't tune it. And I'm concerned it's gonna come out and be fast and be fun, but not anything mind-blowing. And it should be. Now, in their own ad, they say something about like, oh, it's mind-blowing, incomprehensible, or something like that. So it better be freaking quick, GM. If it comes out and it's got 850 and it's not as fast as the current McLaren, that's lame, because we know the car is gonna be like 200K. That's my other concern. It might be pretty darn expensive. If you get a fully loaded Z06 right now, it's about 140. If it comes out and it's crazy, it's gonna be worth 200K. But if it's not crazy enough, okay, my bad guys, GoPro overheated once again, nothing new there. But yeah, if it comes out and it's 200K without being insane, well, it ain't worth it to me. But what do you think? Would you pay 200K if it's slower than a current McLaren 720S? That's kind of lame if you ask me. But my last issue, moving on, my last issue is the tuning. And look, I know that not everybody is like me. Not everybody wants 1,000 horsepower and something crazy, but I want at least, and most of us want at least, the ability to go somewhere with the car, right? And that's why I don't own a C8Z right now. I don't own a Z06. Look, I love the motor. It's great. It sounds awesome, but I did the exhaust. Cool, whatever. But there's nowhere to go, and I get bored. I need a car that's modified and can be modified in a bigger way than just an exhaust. My SVJ is a great example. I would not own that car if I couldn't do the full catless Quintani with the tune on it, because that transforms the car. That's what makes me really love the car. It's cool. I mean, it's an SVJ. It's a Z06. It's cool. They're cool as they are, but I need more. And the fact that that's gone completely is pretty darn stupid. You know, I think they should make it at least crackable, the ECU. I don't like the whole thing where it's like, nope, no more tuning, no more modifying the car. You're done with that, that's it. I feel like that sucks. I like banging the gears. Now, to be clear, I want one, a C8 ZR1. I want one, I plan to get one. Like I said at the beginning, that's true, but I am prepared to be mildly disappointed. Not that I can't lean forward with the seatbelt. Not that the C8 Z06 is disappointing, but you know, I don't have one for a reason, like I said. And I'm not just a guy who flips cars, period. Like, I kept my first Z06 for years, for like 3 years. I kept my C7 ZR1 for 5 years. So if I like it and I can tune it and it's awesome, I'll keep it. But this one I feel like I won't keep. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm excited. Again, I'm not trying to be a hater, a negative Nancy here. I'm excited. I want one. I can't wait to drive it, but I am concerned about a few things. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this upload a big thumbs up. Take care and have a great night.